What's going on, guys? It's Zooko coming back to you guys with another portion of some tech for the Khameleon character. You can kind of do this with whatever character allows you. By the way, I've been playing a lot of Lee Mei. She's becoming one of my favorite characters. I'm actually starting to like her more than Quan Chi. I already know she's S plus, but like her kid's just starting to really shine to me. Like I feel like she's very, very solid. But anyways, going to the actual pressure. So you can kind of do this with any character, but you have to find like which characters can abuse it the best. Like you obviously need a string that's like not, dumb. But like for example, let's say something like this, right? So this is a string that's normally kind of obsolete, right? So you're back two into your one. There's no gap right here, so people are gonna have to respect that. But why would you ever throw this out, right? It just kind of doesn't lead you into anything, right? Well, now it becomes pressure because if you do it like off of this, right? Hold on. It's now a pressure string, right? Hold on. Now you might be saying, well, like I'm gonna just go ahead and like, hold on, let me get it right. Actually, let me do it right first. Hold on. You like, okay, well, how is this ever gonna be scary? Because I could just always, like just up block that, or just like it's gonna be too slow, right? Well, that's true, but if you do it like that, now it's scary because you have to respect that mid, right? And now that's an overhead where you're thinking it's going to be a mid, but you have to time that very quick, right? And then now all of a sudden that's pressure. So if you can master that timing and get this pretty, solid, that's pretty scary because now you have the mid, right, that you have to worry about. And then you have the pressure of it. And then let's say, okay, once they start, okay, well, I want to respect this, right? Then you get throw game from this, right? So that's actually crazy scary, right? So definitely want to like start using this. Now you might be saying, okay, well, this isn't gonna work because like, well, the reason why I'm saying it's gonna work is because number one, this is a gap where this isn't a string where you can like gap in between, right? So they're already gonna like know not to gap right here, and then you're putting all this pressure on them from something that they've never really like seen be used that much before. On top of that, remember how I talked about in my previous video about how let's go ahead and do this here on invincible giblet maker, right? So remember how I talked about, well, number one, this isn't armored, right? Actually, that's crazy. I did not know you can armor through this before. I did it and he wasn't able to armor, so that's actually cool. But works in your favor either way. So remember how I told you guys how whenever you have the cameo, the Khameleon cameo, and if you time it right, hold on, let me just get right. Let me see here, like that, right? If you time it right, you can basically punish people or ignore that hit because it's a throw. And if they have, just basically watch my previous video and you'll kind of like get an idea of what I'm talking about. So whether they armor or not, it's still straight up pressure. So it's like you can't get out of this with pressure, with just like armoring alone. If they get this timing right, hold on, let me get it right. There we go. You can still get the same amount of pressure. So like you're basically ignoring the hit. So that's like really, really cool tech. You can do this on a few cameos, but that basically kind of fireproofs this. Now, say you try to do the early one, right? It won't work. But if you let that sit out, right, like so, you still get the pressure from it, right? So very, very scary stuff, like, right? And if you didn't watch my combos that I got with Lee Mei, go ahead and watch that too. So this is very, very scary because if they armor, they kind of can't get out of it either. They have to like kind of know which one you're going to do. But if you just do this one, it's straight up pressure no matter what, right? But if you do this one, it's scary because where they think it's going to be a mid, you're now getting a throw where it's taking you out. So it's like they have to respect the mid right there. And because they have to respect that mid, it opens up all of this. Now this works the best with gaps that with strings that have no gaps in them, but it also works really, really good with strings that do have gaps in them. But it works best with strings that don't have gaps in them. So for example, like this one right here, right? Right. Hold on. You're right. Hold on. Hold on. Like so, right? There we go. Basically, the timing for it is whenever you know it's gonna hit you. Like, if you know what, like, if they did armor, that's when it's gonna hit you. That's the timing for when you want to have that out, right? Basically, that's pretty much how that works. The timing for it isn't that bad. It's just you know how it be whenever things required. But yeah, that's basically how that works. Whenever you know the armor's gonna hit you, like right before it, you gotta time the hits like that. You gotta time the like, cause if you look at the hits of the Khameleon, you gotta time those hits for whenever the armor's gonna hit you like that, right? And then you'll always get it, like so. So that's very, very good. This is a way to blow up gaps. Just watch up my whatever to watch my videos to see what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that makes it kind of fireproof because you don't have to worry about armor. This also works in throws. Just go watch my video. Just go watch the video. Watch that one. But you can also use it in pressure situations, so it's like this, for example. I did not know that this character can actually punish this. I did not know this was a gap. It didn't work before, but I guess now it is, which is kind of crazy. But for anything that doesn't have a gap, like for example that one, this becomes scary because it's like now you're creating a spot where you're hurting people. They expect that second hit, and then you're giving them overhead like mix-ups out of this. So like, let's say if they are respecting that, right, or right, or something like that, right? Even something like this. Matter of fact, let's use it off of this one, right? Now that's scary because it's like, okay, make it like, hold on, let me get right. Hold on, let me get right. And now you're getting pressure off of that, which is crazy. Now you're still gonna always take the damage, so it's still, you know, you're taking damage, but the fact that you get to ignore hit is crazy good, especially if you're doing it as a cross up. So like, this is very good tech. Please do abuse that. But the main reason why I wanted to make the second portion is because you can definitely use it in this kind of format where if people are basically playing off of like respecting stuff, like no one ever does like the second part of this, right? It very rarely does it ever happen, but it makes it to where respecting this is kind of scary, especially if it's on a string where you can't like gap in between, such as Omni-Man's this one, right? Right, no one ever does this because this can't be gapped through. So let me just go ahead and put on reversal on, then we're gonna put it on this, right? And this can't, you know, be gapped through. So then it makes something like that a little bit more scary because of the fact that it's like no one ever really does that second hit, right? Because you don't get anything from it. But now if you do that with Khameleon, hold on, let me see here. Just give me the one. Don't be, they're gonna be weird about it. Actually, they're not. It's perfect. Okay, cool. So then it allows for you to basically play off of this a little bit, right? So it's like, right? Hold on. Now you can play off of that a little bit. Or you can be like, as much as you want. So the fact that you have this is kind of crazy because like, you can kind of make it safe by doing something like that so people can't just jump in or whatever. But again, like your goal is to make that first hit like miss or whatever, right? As you can see, like that's crazy good, but I'm trying to get it to do the one where it will be like this, but what it's doing is like, I'll have to do it like this. I think that's the only way it's gonna. No, it's still gonna happen. Yeah, it's still gonna happen. I don't think I can get. I don't think I can escape that input whatever with Omni-Man because it's his back 1-2, and then I'm gonna have to go into that. So it's like it's always gonna give me that. So it's like I won't be able to like do it like how it's Lee Mays, but so yeah, that's kind of tough. But anyways, you'll be able to do something like that, right? Which is crazy good. So yeah, please do like abuse the heck out of that. So it doesn't work that well with Omni-Man, but if you can find a character that basically has like a gap that can't be exploded, and then see if you can jump up like this, and then pressure into it, That's gonna be crazy good overhead pressure, because let's say if they don't respect it, then you drop to the ground and then you go immediately for the throw. Right? So that's gonna be crazy good. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That's tech.